Hey everyone, I'm Derek Henry, and in this week's video blog, I'm going to talk about a few things that I found really helpful when traveling, whether that's for work or for pleasure, or a little bit of both. We've got some productivity items and some stuff to keep your devices charged. All right, so first up, this is a charging block that can power devices that can be charged with USB-C power delivery. So most of the newer laptops within the last 5 years can do that. It makes it really, really light. You don't have to take the big old charging block that came with your laptop. And bonus, it can charge two at the same time. So I've got this one here in my hand. You can see how small this thing is. It charges two USB-C devices, so inevitably two laptops. Can also charge two other USB items like your phone, your AirPods, or watch, or something like that. That's a lot of bang for the buck on that guy. Now next up is a portable charger for your laptop. So this is an Anker brand product. I love Anker. They make awesome stuff, really well priced, very high quality. This one can charge your laptop on the go, whether that's on a plane or a train or at the beach or somewhere where you just don't have access to an outlet. This will charge it, depending on how big your battery is in your laptop, at least once. So that's with the USB-C here on kind of the right side. It can also charge to other USB items off to the side. Not terribly big. It's about like having three of those first charging blocks in terms of size. And it also comes with a charger for itself, but use these two things together, you need to carry that little white thing. Third up is a charger that can charge 6 different USB items at the same time. You might be thinking, this is overkill on these chargers. Guess what? It's helpful to have these things. I keep one just like this in my suitcase. It actually has 10 ports. You might be thinking, you are crazy. Why do you need 10 ports? Well, one, I got kids and all their stuff needs to be charged. But two, if you think about all the stuff you carry, your AirPods, your phone, your tablet, maybe you have a clicker that needs to be charged. Maybe you got a mouse that needs to be recharged. Maybe you have a portable hotspot or whatever. You count these things out, it ends up being sometimes 6 to 10 items. And I'd rather be prepared than not. So I have a bunch of mini cables that go along with this that are always in there. So 6 is probably what I recommend for most people. This guy keeps your stuff charged. You can plug it in by the bedside and know that you're not going to be missing a port or a cable if you keep cables in that and just wrap it up when you put it in your suitcase. Next up is an awesome little hub I found. This is a USB-C hub. I got a Surface Pro a few months ago when my old one videos started going kind of kaput, and it didn't have a audio port. I was kind of shocked, but most things are getting rid of that audio port, so this comes in really handy. You've got two USB-C, one of them can deliver power if you want to do that so you don't lose that power delivery port, 3 USB, micro SD, SD, that audio cable, and then you also have a port for HDMI so that you can get another monitor hooked up if you want to. So that's a really low profile device. I found that to be really helpful. Goes with me everywhere. This next guy is an awesome little portable charger that has 2 ports. So it's a smaller version of the second one there, but this is more for your devices. You could carry this in your pocket. The other one's still too big for the pocket. But this one's got 2 ports that are USB, one that's USB-C, and look at those 4 cables, the little mini cables that fold up into the back side. You've got all 3 major ports covered, micro USB, Lightning, and USB-C, and then the one that charges the thing itself. It's awesome because you're never without the cords that you might need. Right, so that'll charge your phone a few times over if you need it to. Okay, next up is this really awesome mini keyboard / touchpad mouse / laser pointer thing. I give a lot of presentations. Before COVID, they tended to be quite a bit on site. This was an awesome thing. If you're doing a presentation, you're not near your laptop, you can control it. You can do the keyboard shortcuts, see all the different keys that are on there, pretty much a full keyboard. If you've got a device in another room that you want to control and keyboard is a way that it can connect over Bluetooth, that works really well. And then that little touchpad, that's a full mouse, guys. That's really helpful when you need to control something across the room. You're not just clicking to advance a slide. You got to click on a specific spot. It's a mouse. Works really well. And of course, there's a laser pointer. Next one is just a tablet. Now, I prefer having an iPad, relatively new one with maybe 128 gigs or so, for a couple reasons. One, you can consume content, so it's like a TV that can go anywhere. It's light for web browsing, email, stuff like that. But it can double as a second monitor. So when you're on the go, you need a second screen, and everybody needs that to be more productive. It's such a pain not to have that. Duet Display is an awesome $10 app that'll give you a second screen. I like to have 2 of these. So I'll have an iPad, I'll have a dedicated second monitor, so I have 3, because you're able to see people, keep your email, keep your notes. There's a variety of ways you might use those. So any kind of tablet will work there as long as it has an app for a second screen. Now, a couple of cables in here. These are the USB-C cables that go along with items number 1 and 2. I guess kind of number 4 as well. This is an Anker brand 6 foot or so braided cable, USB-C. I even got a connector to go between them in case you need to extend that. You know, if you're in a hotel room, a lot of times the outlet is not near where you need to be. And so running a cord all over the place is not ideal. But with these, if you connect two together, you've got a 12-foot cord. You can get pretty much anywhere if you've got that going on. And so this is a 2-pack, really good deal. Next up is another one that is a cable. So this is USB-C, and it's got 4 tips. You've got USB-C, you've got micro USB, and you have 2 Apple ones, the Lightning ports. One will do data and charging, and the other one will just do charging. I think we've got like a dozen of these around the house. I keep a couple in the car because the kids are always like, I gotta charge something. When you have all the ports covered, it works great. Especially when you are using this with devices 1, 2, 3, and then 5 up there, even 4, meaning you're gonna connect that to sync your phone or something. So this is a 2-pack that comes with, the link on Amazon. And then finally, have an awesome backpack. I found this Osprey one when I was out of town and my backpack actually ripped, so I had to get another one while I was traveling. And I love this thing because it's got the 2 cup holders or bottle holders on the side, got a dedicated laptop section with little dividers there. So if you're like me, I actually carry 2 laptops most of the time when I travel, and the iPad in the middle. There's a little divider for all 3 of those things. There's a big accessory pouch section kind of in the middle you're not seeing. There's the one that's open here that has the organizer for your cords and your pins and whatnot. On the flap that you can't see on the back side, there is a quick access pouch. That's great for things like gum, maybe a hotspot or keys or something. And then kind of that gray part is an elastic open area. So you can put something pretty big. You could probably shove a pair of shoes in there or a towel or something. You don't want to get all nasty and the rest of it. I love this thing, and it's a pretty good deal at about $100. Pretty lightweight, but still spacious enough if you need to jam a lot of stuff in there. Now, you probably got your own stuff that you find helpful when you travel. This is kind of some of the stuff that I find helpful. Most of it tends to be around charging because, let's face it, fear of battery going out it's a thing, right? But if you've got something, feel free to share in the comments. Hopefully you found this helpful. And that's it. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there when you're traveling.